Okay, so this is homework 24, problem 35. The graph shows the velocity in feet per second of an object moving horizontally. A positive velocity represents movement to the right, negative velocities represent movements to the left. What is the change in position of the object from t equals 0 to t equals 13? And then we're given this graph. So let's take a look at this graph. All right, and so a negative velocity here, so we have a velocity of -2 from time equals 0 until time equals 11. We have a constant velocity of -2, meaning we have some object, which I'll represent with this point, and then that point is moving at 2 feet per second to the left. So this is what we mean by negative velocities indicate movement to the left, whereas a positive velocity would indicate a movement to the right. So velocity is going to the left at 2 feet per second, and then that's what's represented here on this graph. So back to the task at hand, we want to know the change in position from 0 to 13. So essentially what we need to do is find the area between the x-axis and this constant line. And then, so we'll find the area in this region here. That would be the area below the x-axis. And then we need to find the area above the x-axis. And so the area below the area below, that would indicate how much movement there was to the left. So the area below the x-axis, that would be movement to the left, and area above the x-axis, well, that's going to be movement to the right. So what is the change in position of the object between t equals 0 and t equals 13? Well, you'll find the area below the x-axis, find the area above the x-axis, and then find the difference of the two. So you'll find some area below the x-axis, and in fact we can even just use the rule of geometry to see that the area of this is going to be 11 times 2 plus the area of this triangle, so 1/2 the base times the height, where the base you can take as 1, the height would be 2, so 1 times 2, well, that'd give you 2, times 1/2 would give you 1. So it looks like the area below is the rectangular portion, so that'd be 2 times 11 plus 1/2 base times height, where the base is 1, the height is 2. So we get 22 plus 1, or 23. Now, because this area falls below the x-axis, we'll go ahead and think of this as a negative area. So -23. And then similarly, we'll find the area above the x-axis. Again, that'd be 1/2 your base times the height. The base here we can think of as 1, the height is 2, and then so yet again, the area above equals 1/2 base times height, which would give us 1/2 times 2 gives you 1, 1 times 1 gives you 1, So the area above is 1, the area below is 23. Areas above the x-axis we consider positive, areas beneath the x-axis we consider negative, and then finding the difference of these two values will tell us how far we've actually moved. So in effect, we moved 23 feet to the left, and then we moved 1 foot to the right, so we've gone a total distance of 22 feet to the left. And that's because negative 23, well, that's indicating that we moved 23 feet to the left. We moved 1 foot to the right, so we've gone a total of 22 feet to the left, which would be considered a negative displacement, right? Because moving to the left is considered to be negative. So negative 22 feet. The change in position is 22 feet to the left. Alright, I'll go ahead and stop this video here and then pick up in this next example.